Yo, yo, yo. It's your boy noluckmack, back with another reaction. This time, in our excuse me, in our gang wars show, we going to take a trip down to the Bronx. We just did Brooklyn, so now we in the Bronx. We doing 2fly YGZ versus BMB, the big money bosses. You heard? Courtesy of my man SUPERWARIOBRO. You already know I'm subscribed and I'm gonna hit that like, cause it's just that easy. You know what I'm saying? It's just that easy. He ain't gonna do nothing to you. Let's get into him.
The alleged Bronx gang members in a sweeping indictment alleging 9 years of murderous feuding and drug sales in northeastern parts of the Bronx. Prosecutors say it is the most people indicted at once in New York City history.
Yikes.
Those arrested today allegedly used violence and fear to intimidate people who live within and around the Eastchester Gardens public housing, said Angel Melendez, head of Immigrations and Customs Enforcement's Homeland Security Investigations. Melendez claimed that the alleged gang members let off around 1,800 shots among them and killed 39 people.
Look, I'm clean. I'm sitting here trying to think, where the fuck is Eastchester at? I know where Westchester's at. Where the hell is Eastchester? Oh.
Indictments against alleged members of two warring gangs. One is 2fly YGZ, a faction of a larger group called the Young Gunners, or YGs. Prosecutors say the 2fly
YGs is all throughout the Bronx. Like they all over this station. I ain't even gonna say this station. I ain't picking sides. But you know what I'm saying? The young bulls, that's what a lot of them be jacking. I'm not gonna lie.
operated out of the Eastchester Gardens public housing development in an area near East Gun Hill Road known as the Valley. The other crew is called Big Money Bosses, or BMB, a subset of the YB Street Gang, and was reportedly centered around nearby White Plains Road. Both groups are said to have beefed with the Slut Gang, centered in Eastchester's Boston Seeker projects. The indictments are vague. No one is named in connection with any murders, for example, and they don't charge anyone with murder, but say the gang activity dates back to 2007, including YG selling drugs and stashing guns at an Eastchester Gardens playground. The gang is allegedly responsible for the fatal 2012 stabbing of 17-year-old
like,
John
F.
Kennedy High School sophomore Alex A.J. Walters.
Nah, you could tell it's what time period by based on how niggas is dressed. My son just got up with the Slow Bucks tee over here. You know what I'm saying? Big hoodies, cargo pants. This is like 2010, 2011, 2012, 2013.
Kennedy High School
you could date this. Look, my son with the Slow Bucks, polo sweats.
And the shooting death of 17-year-old Donville Simpson in Eastchester Gardens in 2013. The gang allegedly sold marijuana, crack and powder cocaine, oxycodone, and other prescription drugs, and carried out robberies, murder, and other acts of violence. BMB, meanwhile, is said to have sold marijuana and crack, committed robberies and bank fraud, and used counterfeit money. The group is linked to the fatal shooting of Sadie Mitchell, a 92-year-old widow killed by a stray bullet in her Williamsbridge apartment in 2009, as well as the 2014 shooting death of Keshan Potterfield on 232nd Street, and the stabbing death of 15-year-old Jeffrey Delmore on East Gun Hill Road last year. According to the indictment, leaders of BMB referred to themselves as Big Suits, and had subcategories signifying rank, such as Burberry Suits, Louis Suits, Gucci Suits, Ferragamo Suits, and Sean John Suits. Music video appears to
Nigga said Sean John suits. That's mad. Yo, that's crazy. Like, bro, a Sean John suit? Like, that better be an op or something. Like, how you gonna call your mans a Sean John suit? Everybody even here got a designer suit. Like, you couldn't give him something mildly. You know what I'm saying? Something mild. Let me see what's something mild. It says, like, Sean John, you might as well say South Pole, Fat Farm. Like, come on, don't do him like that. Rockaway suit. Like, get my son something simple. Like that could have been a polo suit. Like, come on, Ralph Lauren suit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's up there, but it's not those Jones. You know what I'm saying? Like,
accused BMB leader Nico Burrell, Aka's Iko Nico, rapping with accused member Dom Tyrell, Akapola Rel, about robbing cocaine dealers, and calling out variations of the BMB name.
Boogie.
Another song, by Tyrell, now co-defendant Shaven Bippy Wright, and another artist, seems to outline in visceral terms the cycle of violence playing out around White Plains.
Niggas be fucking up with the music. I'm not gonna lie, son. I feel like if you a real driller and you really in the street, you should not be making gangster rap at all. Like, you should not. That should be the last thing you make. You better off doing country music. You better off doing R&B. You better off doing something, because that rap in your life shit is gonna be cool. But soon as you blow up, that's when the cops gonna come get you, nigga. They gonna wait. They gonna wait for you to dead ass blow up, and then they gonna come get you, nigga. We see it play out. Like Pooh Shiesty is sitting in jail right now. This nigga just had the whole 2020 nigga in jail right now. Right now. Like, who else? What's the kid name? What's the kid? TK. I mean, he was already on the run, but once he blew up, you're done, son. Throw away the key. And the list go on and on and on. NBA YoungBoy locked up right now. Like, they wait for you to blow up. NBA YoungBoy in the same class with Lil Wayne and Tupac, because he had a platinum album, a #1 album while he was in jail, while he was incarcerated. That's tough. It was a lot of superstars locked up too. They ain't getting no #1s. I'm gonna come clean. I ain't gonna say no names, but that should show you something. That should tell you something. Get your shit right.
Road. And, as far back as the video's release in 2014, their awareness of federal surveillance. The music video was made by the same production company credited in a video starring an alleged member of a credit card scammer ring arrested this week. The group reportedly recorded a separate ode to scamming called for a scammer. Burrell, Wright, and Tyrell are among 57 charged with narcotics conspiracy, and 51 charged with racketeering conspiracy. Burrell and Tyrell are also among the 43 charged with gun offenses. 41 are charged with narcotics distribution, including Tyrell and Wright. Narcotics conspiracy carries 10 years to life in prison, racketeering carries a maximum sentence of 20 years, and narcotics distribution carries 1 year to life. Officers executing a warrant as part of the gang raid this morning spooked a 21-year-old man who they weren't after in the Bronx, and he fell to his death from a 6-story window, according to the police. The Daily News reports that the man was in the Wakefield apartment of the intended target of their arrest warrant, and cops and U.S. Marshals made the caller, but they got suspicious when they left and noticed the other.
Fam, just look at this. Look at this shit, bro.
And cops and U.S. Marshals made the caller, but
look at this shit, bro. You can't see that, bro. You can't hear that shit. Nothing. Look at it. They just go about their day, bro.
The other man outside.
You see, they just going about their day. They don't even realize they probably know that. But yo, do you see this? Do you see this, bro? And you wonder, like, how they be catching niggas sometimes. Like the dudes who blinked homie in the back of the cab. Like, all you saw was their eyeballs. How they caught them. You caught a quick glimpse of their eyeballs. And the boys got them. They got them. Tekashi 6ix9ine. The shooting shit. They caught this nigga from a camera across a parking lot. Not even across the street. Like, you gotta look through the parking lot. Caught him. Wake up, son. Wake up.
They told him to go back inside.
Wake up.
But when they returned to the apartment,
look at that.
He was hanging from a windowsill in an effort to
bro.
hide, then lost his grip, according to...
You think that shit only in Afghanistan and all these other places? Now, that shit right here. Right here. They watching niggas.
Report. The man was purportedly wanted for several robberies in the Bronx, though the NYPD would not confirm this detail. He was transported to Jacoby Medical Center and died there, a police spokesman said. The NYPD was withholding his name, pending family notification.
If you track Michael's...
Like, niggas gotta wake up, bro. No cap. Niggas gotta wake up. Yo, you better off being a fucking gangster than a gangster rapper, son. At least being a gangster, you might evade the police, bro. They probably never catch you. But this modern gangster shit is, nigga, you thugging online with an IP address. Like, the shit don't make sense no more, son. Like, niggas gotta relax. Do your thing, get your money, but yo, be mindful of the times you live in. This is not the 80s, this is not the 70s, the 60s, 40s, where, you know what I'm saying, you could operate quietly, and all you gotta hope that nobody tell the police. Like, today, y'all niggas telling yourself. Like, niggas make a hit record, viral global song, end up putting all his friends in jail. Like, are you...
Burrell played a leadership role in the violent BMB street gang, and himself participated in the gang's violence and drug dealing. This violence included a shooting in February 2009 in which Burrell shot a rival gang member and an innocent bystander. In addition, Burrell was responsible for BMB's extensive distribution of oxycodone. On July 27,
It's kind of crazy how much I like this shit when I was younger. Like, now that I'm older, I could see the error in the ways, and I could understand why my parents and grandparents was very animate about what we do outside. Because this is you know what I'm saying, back in the days before, before phones and computers and all the shit as it is now, when if you had a game system, your mans had to come over to your house to play together. There was no online. Y'all had to go to each other's crib. Like, that's how it was. Even the handheld joints, the Game Boys, you had to get a wire and plug my Game Boy into his Game Boy. So he gotta be right here, and we gotta stand right in front of each other and play. Like, I'm like, yo, niggas is tripping.
He pleaded guilty to count 1 of the S2 superseding indictment, which charged him with participating in a racketeering conspiracy. Defendant's plea was supplemented, and the defendant appeared in court for sentencing.
Look at this shit.
Look at this shit, son. The court imposed a sentence of 150 months imprisonment, to be followed by 3 years of supervised release. Though, after crediting the defendant for 66 months of time served, the sentence was reduced to 84 months imprisonment, followed by 3 years of supervised release.
I just hope when niggas come out, their energy is changed. They see, yo, it's a different
other members
time.
of BMB attended a birthday
Like,
party
they gotta
in the
see the
backyard
video.
of a residence
Like,
on East 232nd Street in the Bronx. Mitchell obtained a gun from fellow BMB member Don Tyrell, aka Polar Rel, then used that gun to shoot and kill
like, bro, how does this YouTube nigga know that, son? How am I watching this on YouTube right now? I'm beginning to get aggravated, man. I want more for my people, son.
As he ran from the BMB members. As part of the plea agreement he signed, Mitchell also admitted to attempting to murder 2 other rival gang members on different occasions, armed robbery, and drug trafficking. He was sentenced to 327 months in prison.
I be flexing to the max, my bill 400 plus tax. Money's in my place, that bitch, she know I got them racks. Put stuff up in my cup, I'm leaning off the hat.
Don Tyrell, aka Polar Rel, was sentenced on racketeering, murder, and other charges. Tyrell was sentenced to the mandatory minimum sentence of life plus 55 years in prison for, among other crimes, aiding and abetting the June 22, 2014, murder of 17-year-old Keshan Potterfield. In addition to the murder in aid of racketeering conviction, Tyrell was convicted of conspiring to commit racketeering as a result of his membership in BMB, conspiring to sell narcotics, selling narcotics within 1,000 feet of schools and playgrounds, using firearms in connection with the gang and drug offenses.
And I bet he probably didn't even know that. I bet he probably didn't even know that. Like, that shit is, yo, it's schools in damn near every neighborhood, son. So if as soon as you sell drugs, you don't even know the exact footage, like the certain amount of feet you are in parameter to a school. Cause by me, bro, it's like 3-4 schools. As soon as I step out my crib, to the left and to the right, schools everywhere. So as soon as you sell anything, boom, another charge. Like, New York City is not designed for the criminal. They've been trying to phase niggas out, because this city used to be a hell hole, and the young generation don't get it. Like, Giuliani set the precedent of how police are supposed to act in this goddamn city. And they not letting up, bro. They not letting up.
Attempted assault with a firearm in connection with his BMB membership, and attempting to rob a livery cab driver in the Bronx by hitting him in the head with a firearm. Law enforcement officials said the 2 crews terrorized the neighborhoods they lived in, killed people, most in their teens and early 20s, and that together 2fly and BMB earned as much as $1.5 million between 2014 and 2016. In the community, the reaction was divided. Some residents welcomed the takedown and
like, bro, you.
In the community, the reaction was divided. Some residents welcomed.
He probably don't even know. As a nigga who been in handcuffs before, you ain't thinking about no motherfucking helicopter. You know what I'm saying? Some drone in the sky with the scope on you. You ain't even thinking of no shit. Like, they got homie in the handcuffs, walking him to the car. And he don't even know. Like, his brain can't even fathom that right now it's a drone pointed at him. That's not even shit you thinking about growing up here. Like, come clean. Like, this is new footage to me. I didn't even know they had this type of shit. This shit is making...
Takedown in a quieter neighborhood. Others said they weren't even aware of the gang's presence, and that the sweep had drawn in young men with only tangential connections to the crimes. This really only happens in black communities, in the minority communities, in Hispanic communities, said one young man during a community meeting with cops shortly after the bust. Over the past 2 years, competing narratives have continued to emerge. In federal court, 2fly and BMB.
Cause sadly, bro, when you from over here, it be the niggas you grow up with on the block. So 9 times out of 10, a couple of y'all live in the same building. We all know white people, Asian people, they dibble and dabble, especially in New York City. You could get shit from them, and you could sell shit to them. But you ain't gonna find a building full of them. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna find a neighborhood just flooded with them. Our neighborhoods is different. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying our neighborhoods is different.
Have been described as violent gangs. That
ain't too many white neighborhoods in New York City. You gonna go and you see niggas outside on the block just smoking blunts, drinking, chilling, doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm gonna say.
Havoc for years on their communities, and whose takedown has brought much needed peace to the area, allowing
Freedom
people
guys,
to be outside without the fear of getting shot.
In
the community, it remains unclear if the takedown will lead to long-lasting low crime rates, and how, in Eastchester Gardens, which is surrounded by low-performing schools, and where 60% of the residents are unemployed, things will change for the next generation.
Damn,
Deputy Chief Earl Stevenson, former commander of the 47th Precinct. My very first day here, I was dealing with the escalation in violence as it relates to the big money bosses and the 2fly crew. We sat down with our detective squad and our field intelligence unit, and we identified the core members with it.
Imagine, instead of niggas going, we gonna get this money doing this shit till we can't stop. They set a limit for themselves. They said, once we reach this limit, we gonna take this money and this what we gonna do with it. And go legit, immediately. I feel like the money be too good, niggas don't want to stop. You gotta know when it's like a gamble. It's like gamble. This shit is like a gamble, especially like that new gamble shit where it goes up like a chart. It goes up and you gotta press stop before it busts. That's what it's like, bro. That's literally what that life is like, bro. Like your money gonna keep going up. But if you gonna jump out, at some point, that shit just might bust. For some people, it goes longer. For some people, it goes short. But at some point, that shit pops. At no point does that chart ever just keep going. You 9 million times your money. Never. Nah. The biggest dogs went out. So it's really no hope. You know what I'm saying? I respect you for doing what you gotta do, feed your family, the whole 9 yards, but like, you know what I'm saying? The times have changed, brothers. The times have changed.
And the individuals that we had in the database. These are the alpha males, the individuals who were calling the shots. We started looking very closely at them and monitoring their activity, whether social media and their contacts with us. In December of 2014, the NYPD launched a formal investigation. We had started out around 25 to 30 individuals. As the investigation got more in-depth, we started seeing connections with more individuals to these targeted members. The number increased. Deputy Chief Earl Stevenson, former commander of the 47th Precinct. My very first day here, I was dealing with the escalation in violence as it relates to the big money bosses and the 2fly crew. We sat down with our detective squad and our field intelligence unit, and we identified the core members within the gang and the individuals that we had in the database. These are the alpha males, the individuals who were calling the shots. We started looking very closely at them and monitoring their activity, whether social media and their contacts with us. In December of 2014, the NYPD launched a formal investigation. We had started out around 25 to 30 individuals. As the investigation got more in-depth,
and they have niggas' faces on a chart. They probably got files full of your Instagram photos, Facebook photos, videos, Snapchat videos you think is deleted. Nah, they got those. Subpoenaed Snapchat. Snapchat gonna hand those over. Psh. That's not their case, not their problem. Snapchat handing those over. Psh. Facebook handing those over. Psh. They don't even gotta hand it over. You post it publicly. Most people don't even realize you Google search your Instagram account. Watch how many other websites pop up with your Instagram account, especially if you have a public profile, with your pictures and shit on it. Go do that. I promise you. You'll be like, what the fuck? And you okayed it because you don't read terms and conditions. So you okayed it. Shit is crazy.
Had seen connections with more individuals to these targeted members. The number increased. That's the origin of the investigation that brought us to April 27th of 2016,
drilling,
where we had 120 that were involved in the
man.
Indictment. By early August of 2018, 48 of
they
the
all
original
could be
defendants are out of prison.
Barbershops,
Deputy Inspector Thomas Alves, commanding officer of the 49th Precinct in the Bronx. I've heard nothing but positive reaction from the residents of Eastchester Gardens to the takedown. They finally feel as if it's safe for them to enjoy the grounds, the outdoors.
You need that type of fearlessness, that type of heart, that type of grit in the business game. That's how our people gonna get over. That's how we gonna stop motherfuckers from shitting on us. But we can't do it by, just killing and how we taking out our strongest. We constantly keep taking out our strongest. Because our strongest have no direction. They're not the brains, they're the strong. But our brains is caught up in the shit too. So it's just too much, man.
I have slim to no violence up there.
I'm gonna open a center in New York City, man. My goal is to open up some youth centers in New York City, in all 5 boroughs, all 5.
Really no crime per se. Our objective is to give the good residents over there a peaceful environment. And it's obvious by the stats. It's obvious from speaking to the residents.
All 5, son. We're gonna have music, acting, videography, photography, writing, computer design, all of that, bro. We gonna do, my people gonna do better, bro. But on that note, please like, comment, subscribe. It's your boy noluckmack Reacts, and I'm off this. Shout out to SUPERWARIOBRO. You know what I'm saying? And I'm out.